After school, a boy blocked my path holding flowers, his gaze tender as water. Zoe Zhu, this time, I won't make you wait for me for 20 years again. Just as I was baffled, I noticed a girl standing behind him, looking stunned and disappointed. Live comments flashed before my eyes. Scumbag. In his past life, Sis took care of him her whole life. She didn't abandon him even when he was disabled in a car crash at 40. And now, after his rebirth, he goes chasing after the campus belle, his white moonlight. How disgusting. That bastard is just asking to be humiliated. Sis will meet the CEO of Jiang Corporation and rise to the top, while you stay locked in misery with the villainess. I can't wait to fast forward 6 years to the class reunion, where the scumbag and the other woman get their comeuppance. She even gets her fingers chopped off for slapping Sis. Just thinking about it feels so satisfying. Me. Wait 20 years. The villainess? Are they talking about me? And also, Mister, who the hell are you? Confessing to me like this? The boy raised the flowers a little higher, gazing at me with deep affection. Zoe Zhu, in this lifetime, we won't miss each other again. I swear. I'll love you with all my might. If you want to see flower fields, I'll take you there. If you want to stay in Paris, we'll immigrate. Whatever you wish to do, I'll gladly be by your side. Let's stay together forever and ever. Okay? Me. What is he talking about? Since when did I want to see flower fields or go to Paris? I haven't even explored our own country thoroughly yet. Readers have feelings too. You know, I'm already fuming just at the start. He remembers some interview clip of the other woman from their past life till now. But how many times did Sis say she wanted to watch the starry sky by the sea with him? And he just pretended not to hear. The more he hurts her now, the sooner the female lead will wake up. Don't cry, Sis. Your blessings are yet to come. Let this trash be enjoyed by the other woman. I looked up. The girl across had a reddened nose, tears welling in the corners of her eyes. She clenched her fists, lowered her gaze with disappointment and resignation, then turned and walked away. Understood. Double rebirth. Wife. Chasing. Face. Slapping. Power fantasy. My 2-year VIP subscription to that novel site wasn't for nothing. The crowd was still egging me on, everyone shouting for me to accept this guy. I cleared my throat lightly, reached out, perfectly bypassed the bouquet, and patted his shoulder. Buddy, this isn't how you confess. Mutual feelings make it romantic during the pursuit phase. But this is emotional blackmail for complete strangers like us. It's just plain harassment, politely declining your feelings. By the way, my mom said no dating before college. Also, the dean's coming. You'd better run, or it'll be your parents standing here tomorrow. Oh, and clean up these scattered flowers. Don't make extra work for the cleanup crew. I gave a casual wink, ignored his stunned expression, and swept past him with a swish of my coat, cool as a breeze, leaving the onlookers with nothing but a dazzling, untouchable silhouette. Huh, was that how it went? I could have sworn the campus belle accepted the confession here. What gives? Playing hard to get, huh? Bet that scumbag chased her a couple times and she fell for it. But whatever. Men only slow women down from drawing their swords. Sis is ready to start her female lead life now. Uft, you're the one playing hard to get. I snorted heavily and left the school gate, getting into the Maybach, headed home. Later, I learned that the guy who confessed to me was named Sam Chen, and the girl whose heart he shattered was named Winnie One. They were childhood sweethearts, and everyone in their class thought they were already a couple. Then he had to pull this stunt on me. Now the whole school's gossiping. Childhood friends can't beat fate's intervention, and men can't resist a beauty's charm. And I'm the heartless homewrecker who stepped in. TCH. So, it's my fault for being good looking? Even though I rejected Sam Chen so clearly that day, he still didn't give up. He brought me breakfast and snacks every single day, without fail. Good grief. I don't need any of that. I always eat the nutritious meals my housekeeper prepares at home before coming to school. After catching him red-handed yet again, I called him outside the classroom and returned the item with a cold expression. Sam Chun, let me make it clear once more. Your behavior is causing me distress. Please stop. It's pointless. We're already in our final year of high school. What matters most are our grades and our future, not these attention-seeking games. I hope you'll put an end to this now. I spoke every word deliberately, sounding principled and formal. Sam Chen brushed back his hair and chuckled, feigning helplessness and indulgence. Zoe, don't be shy. I know you have feelings for me. And, to be honest, I've been reborn. I can foresee the future. In this world, opportunity will always matter more than hard work. In my past life, I studied relentlessly and got into a top university. But what good did it do? I still couldn't escape layoffs and debt. Heaven gave me a second chance. And I know exactly how the future unfolds. Even without studying, I can start a company, make a fortune, and rise above everyone else. If you're with me, you'll enjoy endless wealth and luxury. Me. Where does he get the audacity? More confident than the monk Tang Sanzang himself. That bastard still has the nerve to talk. After getting laid off, Sis poured all her savings into his startup, only for him to lose every penny. Then he went out drinking in the middle of the night, drove drunk, crashed, and ended up disabled, leaving Sis to work multiple jobs paying off his debts while taking care of his helpless ass. Just thinking about it makes me furious. Yeah, Sis's whole life was ruined by that piece of trash. Once again, I was left speechless. What kind of top-tier love, addled brain did Winnie have in her past life? Rare enough to be displayed in a national museum, but I lifted my eyelids. Have you been reading too many novels? Rebirth? Even if you really were reborn, tell me then, which stocks will rise in the next 10 years? Which industries will dominate? Sam Chin confidently listed several companies that hadn't even gone public yet, swearing up and down they were sure things. I silently memorized the names, then looked at him regretfully. Even if you say all that, I can't just take your word that you're really reborn. Anyone can make things up. Most importantly, I don't like you. Right now, I just want to focus on my studies, not get into a relationship. Please don't bother me again. Just kidding. The academic pressure on us heiresses is immense, okay? Especially since I'm not an only child. The battle for succession is downright brutal. I have no time to waste bickering with anyone. So, with an air of utter disdain, I ignored the boy's desperate pleas, timed my steps perfectly with the class bell, and gracefully took my seat, leaving a trail of intoxicating fragrance in my wake. A few days later, I crossed paths with Winnie One. We both participated in the national competition selection. This was an extremely prestigious contest with only one slot, and everyone was giving their all to secure it. I was no exception, and that slot would be decided between Winnie and me. To ensure fairness, the school had us compete head-to-head, winner takes all. Up close, I noticed Winnie had a delicate, fragile appearance overall, but her eyes held a steely determination. Those bright eyes held no worldly desires, only an unwavering resolve to succeed. Seems like she's surgically removed any love-struck tendencies. Good for her, but I won't admit defeat easily either. Let's each rely on our own abilities. When the selection results came out, I rushed over excitedly to look, only to find my name wasn't on the list. Pretending I wasn't disappointed would be a lie. I had prepared for so long. A live comment suddenly flashed by. Here we go. It's time for the torture the cis arc again. Can this jerk just stay away from the female lead? I looked up and saw Sam Chin walking straight toward Winnie Wen, saying in a clear but not overly loud voice, "Winnie, give up this competition spot. Zoe has been preparing for it for a long time. Even without this competition, you can still get into a great school. Don't fight her for it. I don't want to see her sad or upset." Gasps echoed all around. Ugh, I feel so powerless. Like I want to slap him through the screen, but can't. Oh great, my breast nodules are about to flare up again. Me. What's that supposed to mean? Implying I can't get into a good university without this competition? Forget the live comments. My breast nodules are practically popping out now. Winnie was so angry that tears welled up in her eyes. Zoe Zhu prepared for a long time, but haven't I also prepared just as long? The school set the rules. Do you think you can just give it up because you say so? Sam Chen's eyes were full of reproach. Winnie, don't be childish. Listen to me. Losing this spot isn't a big deal. In your past life, didn't you still get into your dream university anyway? How about I owe you a favor, okay? What a slimy tone. I couldn't help but shiver. Winnie was firm. I earned this spot fair and square. Why should I give it up? Exactly. Why should she give it up? Clapping, I strolled over to Winnie's side and faced Sam Chen. I clicked my tongue disdainfully. I said, "Buddy, could you not ruin my reputation?" Zoe Zhu, lost fair and square. Talking like this makes it seem like I'm incompetent and need a man to beg for favors on my behalf. If you're really that bored, why not go do a few more SAT prep books? If that's too much, grab a bucket and wipe down the bulletin board. Looks pretty dusty here. Perfect for you. The crowd around burst into laughter. Winnie looked at me in astonishment. Hiv, blown away by your sis's coolness. Aren't you? I threw her a roguishly charming wink. Sam Chen's face darkened. Zoe, I didn't mean anything else. I just want to help you. I know you. Stop right there. I raised my palm, facing outward, cutting him off firmly. Spare me the nonsense. Thanks. I don't need your help. If you really want what's best for me, stay out of my business and keep your distance. Staying away from idiots is what keeps me in a good mood. Got it? Wait, that's not right. Why is the campus belle stepping in to defend sis against the male lead? Wasn't she supposed to play weak, win everyone's sympathy, and force sis to give up her chance? Upstairs commenter, I remember the plot going that way too. Doesn't the campus belle like the scumbag? Why is she tearing into him like this? Did they change the story? But honestly, the way the campus belle shut him down felt so satisfying. I wish I had that kind of sharp tongue. I suspect the live comments are reading a pirated version. Since when have I liked Sam Chen? There's no need to slander me like that. Sam Chen's face flushed and paled alternately, his neck stiff as he struggled to speak. I turned and gently patted Winnie one. Don't listen to his nonsense. You're excellent. Congratulations on surpassing me. You'll surely achieve great results in the competition. Winnie seemed surprised by my words, but after a moment, she smiled softly and nodded, gentle and gracious. The class bell rang, and the crowd of onlookers gradually dispersed. We didn't linger either, each heading back to our own classrooms. Sam Chen stood rooted in place, lips pressed tight, watching me leave. Winnie made us proud, earning an impressive ranking in the national competition. The entire school celebrated her achievement. Only Sam Chen remained disdainful. After school, having stayed late to solve an extra problem, I saw him corner Winnie in the hallway half an hour later than usual. Winnie, we've already tried and failed. Don't keep making the same mistake. All this showing off is just your way of seeking attention from me. But it's pointless. Given a second chance, we should both make our own choices. Me. Seriously, I'm basically the living embodiment of the confused black guy meme right now. Winnie replied expressionlessly. This is my choice. I'm not clinging to you. Whoever you like has nothing to do with me in this lifetime. I just want to live my own life well. Now, that's a normal thing to say. But Sam Chen clearly had his own interpretation. If you want to live your life, why do you have to keep flaunting it in front of me? Top of the class. First place in competitions. The teachers praise you daily, and even made you my desk, mate for one, on one tutoring. You can't honestly say you didn't ask for this. Can you? You're always like this, trapping me in ways I despise. Winnie laughed in exasperation. Is it possible, just maybe, that the teacher thought your grades were slipping too badly and asked me, the top student, to help you out because they couldn't bear to watch? Impossible. Sam Chen was certain. Stop lying. You'd do anything to get close to me. Live comments flashed rapidly across the screen, all censored with asterisks for profanity. Damn it, I can't listen to this anymore. I flicked my skirt, descending like a deity with divine radiance, ready to rescue this poor soul trapped by scum. Winnie Wen, your homeroom teacher wants to see you in the office. Are you on duty today? Do you need help taking out the trash? I glanced at Sam Chen. From the moment I approached, Sam Chen immediately stepped back a large distance, looking flustered, afraid I might misunderstand something. Winnie nodded at me gratefully. I'll go right away. No need for the rest. Before they turn completely into waste. Trash never stays obediently in the bin. Cleaning up now would just dirty your hands. She gave me a slight smile and left the hallway. Unbothered, I brushed off my clothes and was about to leave when Sam Chun hurried over to stop me. Zoe, you don't misunderstand. There's really nothing between Winnie and me. I was just telling her to stop pestering me. She's liked me since childhood, so making her give up takes some effort. I promise you, my heart has no room for anyone but you. Ugh, I almost threw up. This kind of person has no brains. The more you argue with him, the more he thrives on it. So I just gave him a fake smile, nodded very insincerely, then turned my back. My profile was still quite beautiful. Then I headed north, leaving the hallway where he stood behind. The days of senior year flew by quickly. I continued studying day and night, with the top rank in school seesawing between Winnie and me. Sam still shamelessly played the clown, relentlessly pursuing me, but I had honed an impenetrable shield against scum. No matter how he pestered, I could ignore him completely, steady as a Buddha. Thus, by the end of the college entrance exams, I hadn't spoken more than 20 words to him. After the exam scores came out, I was quite satisfied. Winnie was first, I was second. We both got into the nation's top universities. Before leaving for another city, Sam Chun tried every way to find me, but outside of school, our statuses were worlds apart. The heiress of the Zhu family isn't someone you can just meet on a whim, without any interference. I smoothly enrolled in university. Time flew by, 6 years in the blink of an eye. Over those 6 years, I occasionally learned about Winnie and Sam Chun through live comments. For instance, Winnie chose biomedical science, ranked first in her major every year, and was regarded as a national talent at a young age. She also successfully met the young master of the Jiang family, fell in love at first kiss, and got engaged right after graduation. As for Sam Chun, although he only attended a vocational college, he started a company during an industry boom using his past life memories and now has considerable wealth. Oh, and he found a substitute for me, keeping her by his side every day, doting on her intensely. It made me so uncomfortable I ate a few less grains of rice. Recently, I received an invitation to my high school class reunion. The live comments went wild. It's happening. The high energy face slapping scene is finally here. Sam Chun probably thought sis went to the class reunion to get back with him. I've got my snacks ready to watch this trashy couple dig their own graves. But our sis is about to get hurt again, humiliated in front of all her classmates. My heart aches for her. The worse the suffering, the sweeter the revenge. I've been following this story, just waiting for this climax. The Jiang Corporation CEO is going to fiercely protect his wife. Sam Chun and Zoe Zhu are about to be utterly ruined. Ha 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 ha. You must have skipped chapters. The plot's been revamped. Zoe isn't with Sam Chun anymore. She's thriving on her own now. Huh? So, is she still going to the reunion? She's going. Of course she has to go. This is power fantasy material. It wouldn't be satisfying without me there. I immediately had my assistant book me a flight back to City B. On the day of the reunion, I put on my most show, stopping outfit, slipped into 10-centimeter heels, and had my stylist give me waist-length voluminous waves, just standing there casually. I was the very definition of elegant and unapproachable. I admire myself in the mirror for 2 minutes before calling the driver to take me out. On the way to the class reunion, the live comments started updating me on the scene. How dare Sam Chun? Our sis was actually heading to the medical conference next door and accidentally walked into the reunion. He actually thought she came crawling back to him for a reconciliation. What a piece of work. Look, he's getting worked up again, constantly putting down the female lead. When she ignores him, he gets all upset. Total meltdown. This stand-in is even worse than Zoe Zhu. Has she even looked in the mirror? She's just someone Sam Chun is keeping, not some rich heiress. What right does she have to call our sis ugly and tacky? And the others are just bootlickers, siding with the scumbag to bully sis just because he's made it big. The funniest part is she claimed all the jewelry sis is wearing is fake. Hilarious. Ian Jiang bought every piece at auctions for her. She's done for. She snapped the necklace, and the scumbag even stomped on it. They're going to have to sell everything to pay for this. I glanced at the time, miscalculated. Why are they all here early? I still have 10 minutes to go. Come on, Winnie, don't let them walk all over you. That slap from the female lead was perfect. Serves her right. No one who insults someone's parents deserves mercy. That stand. In's face is turning green with rage. Ugh, can Sam Chen just exit the story already? Holding Sis by the shoulders so the stand. In could hit her. What kind of man does that? And then making her apologize? Apologize my ass. This is agonizing. Why isn't Ian Jiang here yet? Your wife is being bullied to death. I rushed into the banquet hall, my heels clacking loudly against the floor. Just before entering, I heard a shrill, nasty voice shouting, "Your husband is Ian Jiang? Winnie, if you're going to lie, at least make it believable. Ian Jiang is the son of the richest man. If you're his wife, then I'm his mother. What's that look for? Sam, look, this bitch is glaring at me again." Sam Chun snorted with a laugh. Winnie won. We do have some history after all. As long as you apologize to my baby, kneel and say you won't dare next time, we'll let this go. I've given you a way out. Don't be ungrateful. Hi? Heels clicked sharply against the floor. Who dares make her apologize? All eyes turned toward the doorway, bathed in a halo of light. With music swelling underfoot, I made a dazzling entrance, blinding everyone but Winnie won with my brilliance. Holy crap, why is it Zoe Zhu? Wait, is this epic background music even appropriate? Oh no, why does she look kinda cool? That entrance was so flashy. BR, did they change actors for the scene? I puffed out my chest proudly, striding confidently toward them under everyone's gaze. Winnie, when was surrounded, slumped on the ground, one side of her face flushed red. Clearly, she'd just been struck. A broken necklace lay scattered on the floor, diamonds strewn haphazardly here and there. Whispers rippled through the crowd, mostly questioning what I was doing there. I first helped Winnie win up and shielded her behind me, then cast them a cold glance. To those who know, this is a class reunion. To those who don't, it looks like a scene of dogs biting people. So many of you ganging up on one woman. Don't you have anything better to do? After 2 years at the helm of Zhu Corporation, my reputation carries weight out there. These former classmates, whom I'd never been close to, didn't dare provoke me and kept their heads down in silence. I turned my gaze to Sam Chen. The woman beside him looked utterly dismayed upon seeing me. I gave her a thorough once over. Apart from the area around her eyes, I really couldn't see the resemblance. This is my stand, and I feel personally insulted. The moment Sam Chen saw me, his eyes widened in shock. He eagerly approached, wearing what he thought was a charming smile. "Zoe, are you here for me?" His gaze flickered, catching sight of my necklace, and an unusually excited glint shone in his eyes. "I knew it. You've always had feelings for me. Even the necklace bears my initials." Huh? I looked down speechlessly at my cherished necklace. Its pendant designed with the letter CS. In that case, go ask the circus at our amusement park if they need any performers with colorful hair and a red nose. If not, tell them you can fill in. What do you mean? I'm saying you're a clown. I rolled my eyes. Listen up. These are indeed initials, but they stand for the name of my Alaskan Malamute that I've raised for 10 years. His name is God of Wealth. Sam Chin froze. What? These are a dog's initials? So when Zoe Zhu was interviewed by a female entrepreneur in her past life, saying the engraving was her treasure's name and regretting they weren't together, she was actually talking about a dog? Meaning Zoe never had any interest in that scumbag? Naming a dog God of Wealth. This lady is something else. Damn, what a colossal misunderstanding. Sam Chin took that line and convinced himself Zoe liked him. Now, that's truly being a clown. Put that way, in her past life, Zoe meant the dog had already passed away by then, and she regretted not being together anymore. No wonder Zoe Zhu broke away from the plot. She never liked the scumbag to begin with. But no worries, the scumbag is still digging his own grave. The essence of this power fantasy remains intact. You call me shameless. Sam Chin, the truly shameless one here is you. Winnie Wen stepped out from behind me, standing shoulder to shoulder as she spoke with icy mockery. You've attacked me personally, damaged my property, and assaulted me. This banquet hall is under surveillance. I will pursue legal action. Prepare to compensate accordingly. Compensation? That's laughable. Emboldened by Winnie's words, the stand-in woman puffed up like a preening hen, raising her eyebrows and crossing her arms defiantly beside Sam Chen. Look at what you're wearing. A shirt, jeans. What kind of jewelry could you possibly have? Probably fake trinkets from a street stall. Want compensation? Will $20 cover it? I picked up the diamond at my feet and examined it closely. Its fire was brilliant. The cut flawless with perfect 8-arrow symmetry, unmistakably high, grade and rare. TSK. A wild boar wouldn't recognize fine grain. As I handed the diamond to Winnie when to keep safe, the woman picked up a bag with a luxury brand's print from the ground. And this bag, I get it. All women have their vanities. But even if you're going to carry a fake, don't make it so obvious. Everyone recognizes this brand's logo. But I've never even seen this design before. It might as well have fake stamped all over it. How shameless. I'm embarrassed for you. After saying that, she threw the bag on the ground and stomped on it twice. To be honest, I haven't seen this bag design either. But I do know something called private customization exists. I cleared my throat lightly and pointed at the bag. Excuse me, but this bag is authentic and worth this much. I held up 6 fingers. Someone asked, 60,000. I shook my head. Add 2 zeros. A chorus of gasps filled the air. How is that possible? This bag cost 6 million. Could Zoe Zhu have misjudged it? Even an heiress could make a mistake. Right. The woman refused to believe it, stubbornly holding her ground. Her carrying a 6 million yuan bag. Who's she trying to fool? If this bag is real, I'll kneel and kowtow to her. Her IQ is truly concerning. Maybe power fantasies are just like this. Besides the scumbag, they need another villainess with big breasts and no brains to drive the plot, regardless of whether she actually has any real beef with the female lead. Wait, I meant to ask earlier. Sorry, but who are you? Isn't this our class reunion? I don't recall anyone like you. The woman coquettishly leaned against Sam Chen. Me? I'm Sam's girlfriend. But Sam pushed her away abruptly, as if trying to avoid suspicion in front of me. The woman's face stiffened, and she shot him an unwilling glare. I turned to Winnie one. Could you give an estimate for the damaged items? Let them know the numbers, so they don't faint from shock later. Winnie nodded calmly and spoke unhurriedly. The necklace you just tore was bought by my husband at a Paris auction for 30 million. The bag you just trampled was privately customized, handmade, and worth 5 million. As for the physical harm you've caused me, I will file a lawsuit. You owe me an apology. I stepped forward, head held high, with the commanding presence of a queen wearing her crown. Hear that? You apologize. I pointed my diamond-studded manicure at the woman, paused for a second, then aimed it at the man. You apologize and pay up. I doubt your girlfriend can afford the amount, but you might scrape it together if you borrow from everywhere. As for the rest of you here, I scanned the room. I expect those who've misspoken to honestly line up and apologize. Those who kept quiet, just watch quietly and remember one truth. I glared at them as if they were trash. Mistakes come with a price. The live comments went wild. Holy crap, this lady is so cool. I think I'm falling for her. Your Majesty, don't point at them. Point at me. I'll be your loyal simp. She's the queen, shining with confidence under my intimidating pressure. A few somewhat familiar classmates hesitated for a moment, then chose to come forward and apologize to Winnie one, admitting they had just made inappropriate remarks and asking for Winnie one's forgiveness. I scanned each of their faces one by one, finally landing on Sam Chen. What about you? Sam Chen fell silent for a moment, then suddenly burst out laughing. Zoe Zhu, don't be fooled by Winnie one. I've been with her long enough. I know exactly what she's capable of. She wouldn't even spend money on decent clothes before. How could she afford such expensive things? She's just playing the victim to win your sympathy and get you to stand up for her. Someone whispered, didn't Winnie one say her husband bought it for her? Husband? Sam Chen narrowed his eyes at Winnie one. Winnie one, everyone knows you're obsessed with me. chasing me all the way to the class reunion. Who else could you possibly fall for besides me? Stop lying. This husband's story is just a ploy to make me jealous, to win me back, and get me to be with you again, isn't it? Damn it. My fists are clenched. I turned to Winnie one, utterly baffled. Were you blind back then? How could you ever fall for someone like this? Even tied myself to him for a lifetime. Really got played by the script setup. Winnie, when also mocked herself. Yeah, I actually liked such a self-righteous, arrogant man. I think I must have been blind. Sam Chun, how many times do I have to say it for you to believe me? I have zero feelings for you now. If anything, all I feel is disgust. I've been married for a long time and have my own family. If anything, it's you who can't help but flock to me whenever you see me, like a fly that can't be shaken off. Could it be that you still have feelings for me and are deliberately stirring up trouble to get my attention? Sam Chen's face turned green with anger. Me having feelings for you? Are you hallucinating from being hit on the head? My heart belongs only to Zoe Zhu. Everyone else is just a pastime. The substitute woman's expression instantly fell, staring at Sam Chun in disbelief. I shuddered, thoroughly disgusted. He kept barking. And so, what if you say you're married? Ask any classmate here. Who knows about it? If you're really married, then tell me, who's your husband? I've said it before. Winnie took a deep breath. My husband is Ian Zhang. Ian Zhang of Yichen Group. As if hearing the biggest joke of his life. Sam Chun laughed until he could barely catch his breath. His exaggerated laughter echoed throughout the entire hall. Still stubborn as ever. Winnie, he straightened up. Since you're Mrs. Zhang, call Ian Zhang here. If he really shows up, I'll kneel and kowtow to apologize, and I'll pay double for all the damages. But if he doesn't come, he spread his arms and spun around, eyes full of contempt. Then you'll crawl from here to the door, bark like a dog, and if I'm pleased, I won't hold your lies against everyone. After all, in my past life, I begged you the same way. That bastard still has the nerve to say that. He failed in his own business venture, lost all the family savings and Sis's assets, then tried to make Sis get money from her parents. When she refused, he knelt and crawled to emotionally blackmail her. Besides, it wasn't Sis who made him kneel. He did it himself. That bastard only knows how to blame others, never reflecting on himself. Winnie ignored him. Sam Chun snorted coldly and reached out his hand toward me. Zoe Zhu, you see it too. She's just a fraud. Gome, come over to my side. Remember what I told you? I said I'd start a company, make a fortune, and rise to the top. Look, I've done it. I'm worth hundreds of millions now, with a whole team relying on me. Stick with me, and you'll live a good life. Not like Winnie one, who'll spend her whole life as a useless liar, clinging to men. I've had enough. My tolerance for idiots has hit its limit. Just as I was about to slam my beloved bag right into Sam Chen's face, a deep, commanding male voice suddenly came from outside the door, who said my wife is useless. The banquet hall doors swung open, casting a shower of golden light. 2 rows of black, suited bodyguards filed in, lining up neatly on either side of the entrance. Walking in, bathed in that golden glow, was a man in a tailored suit. He moved as if in half speed slow motion, with a power anthem playing from every direction. The entrance scene of a power fantasy male lead materialized right before our eyes. It's Ian Zhang. Ian's here. The domineering CEO has finally come to protect his wife. The CEO is so handsome. I love this kind of dramatic face. Slapping moment. The climax is here. You scoundrel. Prepare to meet your doom. Annoying. Seriously, what a show. Off. Why does he get a more dazzling entrance than I did? Hurry up and scram. Let me act for a couple more episodes. After an eerie silence, someone finally whispered in discussion. It really is Ian Zhang. I've seen him in the news. Winnie really is Mrs. Zhang. I'm done for. I said she was delusional and daydreaming. I already apologized. I hope Winnie doesn't hold a grudge. Sam Chen stopped barking, staring with dead, fish eyes, words stuck in his throat, feet frozen in place. Ian Zhang moved through the crowd and pulled Winnie into his arms. Honey, Weren't you supposed to be at an academic conference? What are you doing in this doghouse? Hey, insult them all you want, but don't lump me in with them. I crossed my arms and snapped. How timely of you to show up. A moment later, and your wife would have been trampled underfoot. Ian Zhang's frown deepened. Winnie patted the back of his hand. I'm fine. Don't worry. Watching this, Sam Chen murmured in a daze. Winnie, you're really married? How could this be? Weren't you devoted to me? Noticing the red mark on Winnie's face, Ian's expression hardened. He scanned the room and roared in fury. Who hit her? The crowd collectively took a large step back, leaving Sam and the stand-in woman isolated in the center, their faces pale as ghosts. Seems pretty obvious. No need to point fingers. Rumors about the Jiang Corporation's methods were well known in the outside world. They operated in both legal and gray areas, ruthless, sharp-eyed, and intolerant of any offense. The stand-in woman trembled so badly she could barely stand, her legs shaking uncontrollably. No, I didn't mean to. She hit me first. That's why I just... Ian Zhang paid no heed to her excuses, shouting sharply. Guards. Several burly bodyguards swarmed in, their presence intimidating. The other woman's legs gave way, and she dropped to her knees. She pleaded with Sam Chen, frantic and desperate, all her earlier arrogance gone. Sam, please, help me, beg for mercy on my behalf, even if I'm just a stand-in. We've shared so many years together. But Sam Chen just stared blankly at Winnie Wen, completely unmoved. She then turned her pleas to Winnie Wen. Miss Wen, I was wrong. I know I was wrong. I didn't mean it. I'll kowtow. I'll apologize. Please, don't stoop to my level. She kowtowed tearfully, her forehead thumping loudly against the floor. Ian Zhang waved his hand dismissively. Drag her away and deal with it. Whichever hand struck my wife. Cripple it. The woman struggled like a madwoman, but she was no match for the burly guards. Within moments, she was dragged outside, her piercing screams fading into the distance. So this was the scene where Ian Zhang crippled the other woman's hand. Thinking about the live comments, saying it was originally my hand that got crippled, I suddenly felt a phantom pain in my hand. One down, one more to go. Not one to shy away from stirring the pot. I tilted my chin Kaoxing ly towards Sam Chen. Didn't someone just say that if Ian Zhang showed up, they'd kneel and apologize, and pay double for the damages? Sam Chen's face instantly turned pale. Only then did Ian Zhang notice the trampled bag and broken necklace on the ground. His gaze swept over them, cold enough to freeze a person solid. After a brief moment of thought, Sam Chen switched to a sycophantic expression. He bent forward, clapping his hands. President Jiang, it's all a misunderstanding. Just a big misunderstanding. It was that woman earlier. She's clueless, never seen the world. That's why she damaged these things. How about this? He pulled a business card from his pocket and offered it with both hands. I'm the founder of Shini Corporation. I'm sure you've heard of us. I've got a project here that's bound to make a fortune. Why don't we collaborate? And Ian Zhang snatched the business card from his hand, unceremoniously tossed it to the ground, and ground it under his shoe tip with disdain. What kind of no-name company is this? Never heard of it. Enough nonsense. You've got two choices. 1, double the compensation you just mentioned. Or 2, I'll send you to jail. Your call. Sam Chen stared wide-eyed at the business card crushed under Ian Zhang's foot, his eyelids trembling with rage, as if his own dignity had been trampled. He clenched his fists, veins bulging on his forehead. Ian Zhang, don't push it too far. Fine, I'll admit defeat today. It's just money. I've got plenty. Don't get too cocky. One day, I'll surpass the Jiang family's achievements, and you'll all come begging to me. Oh wow, still clueless and spouting nonsense. This character's brain is seriously fried. I chimed in leisurely. The course of the world isn't set in stone. Ever heard of the butterfly effect? You might know which company is worth investing in, which stock will skyrocket. But what if I intervene? A promising company gets acquired by me, rebranded, and listed under a different name. The stock that was supposed to surge suddenly plummets because Zhu Corporation, as a competitor, launches a more advanced product. Can you foresee all that? Ridiculous. Even if Reborn, he might make some quick cash with temporary foresight, but without the ability to truly read the market, he'll just be a wave crashing uselessly on the shore. Sam Chen fell silent. Clearly, he couldn't find a good rebuttal on the spot. He could only stew in his anger, turning as red as a freshly boiled spicy lobster. Ian Jiang mocked. Sam Chen, right? Cut the nonsense. If you don't compensate within half an hour, you'll be seeing the inside of a police station. My patience has always been short. I suggest you hurry. Otherwise, if I change my mind, it won't just be about you paying up. Admittedly, Ian Jiang's presence was quite intimidating. After all, you don't become the Jiang family heir without some sharp tactics. Sam Chen stiffened his neck, made a call to have his assistant fetch the money, and arrogantly told Ian Jiang to wait. But moments later, he received another call. His eyes widened in fury as he flew into a rage. Not enough money? How could it not be enough? I've got tens of millions in my account. It's all spent. This is hilarious. Did that scumbag really think his wallet would magically refill itself? Last month, he went on a spending spree with his stand-in girlfriend, buying yachts and mansions, and blew through almost everything. That's just how these men are. They think they're untouchable and their money is endless. The old classmates gathered in a circle were whispering among themselves. What's going on? I thought Sam Chen was loaded from running his company. Why does it seem like he can't come up with the cash? Could he have been lying to us all along? Is he actually just a fraud? But the outfit he's wearing today looks expensive, and that's a Patek Philippe on his wrist. You can rent a Rolls Royce. Clothes and watches are nothing compared to that. The murmurs reached Sam Chen's ears clearly, his chest heaving more and more heavily. For someone like him, face is everything. No matter how extreme the method, he would do anything to salvage his image in front of everyone. He glanced at Winnie One, but she was sitting on a stool while Ian Jiang knelt beside her, gently wiping her face with a handkerchief. Lost in their own world of affection, they spared not a single glance for him. As for me, I'm his flawless white moonlight. In such a situation, he naturally couldn't bring himself to ask me for money. Gritting his teeth, he shoved through the crowd and went to a corner to make a call. The call dragged on, and by the end, his rage peaked as he roared at the other end to do, as he said, before hanging up in frustration. Winnie spoke softly. I'm tired. Let's go back. Ian nodded, helping her up, then swept a contemptuous gaze over everyone present. Silence spoke louder than words. The classmates all stayed quiet as quails, keeping their heads down without a peep. Ian Jiang took Winnie Wen's hand and instructed his subordinates. The others can stay or leave as they wish. But that one, he pointed his finger at Sam Chen standing by the wall. Don't let him go until he's finished withdrawing the money. If the money isn't here in 20 minutes, take him to the basement of the old mansion. The burly men responded in unison, looking exactly like a mafia gathering. I rubbed my ankle, truly tired from standing. However, the most important matter hasn't even begun. As Ian Jiang led Winnie went toward the door, I tossed my hair, stepped forward gracefully, and casually raised a hand, firmly blocking their path. Young Master Jiang, no need to rush off. Zoe Zhu of Zhu Corporation, shall we talk in the adjacent reception room? Yes, I came here with two purposes. One is to rescue the unlucky female lead and humiliate the scumbag to get her out of this mess. The second is to use my connection with the female lead to build a bridge to Jiang Corporation. Although Zhu Corporation is growing rapidly and has some recognition in the industry, we still have a ways to go compared to the towering tree that is Jiang Corporation. In the reception room, a server brought a pot of fine tea and poured a cup for each of us three. You mean cooperation? I set down my teacup and took out a prepared cooperation proposal from my bag. Yes, our group is currently developing a breakthrough drug for Alzheimer's disease. I know Jiang Corporation is planning to invest in this research, and Winnie Wen's professional skills are top-notch. If we collaborate, it would double our efficiency. If the breakthrough drug is successfully developed, it will be a milestone in the medical field. The proposal contains our detailed plans. Feel free to take a look. Young Master Jiang, thanks to the live comments, I already knew about Winnie Wen's future medical achievements. Coincidentally, what Winnie wants to do aligns perfectly with what I've always wanted to pursue. My grandfather passed away from Alzheimer's disease. If I have the ability, I never want anyone else to experience the pain of forgetting their loved ones. My preparations were thorough, and my attitude was sincere. Ian Jiang didn't reject me outright. He flipped through the project proposal for a while, then handed it to Winnie Wen. Winnie examined it carefully, page by page, from beginning to end. I didn't rush her, patiently waiting for her to finish reading. I had enough confidence in myself, in Zhu Corporation, and in this project. After a long while, Winnie Wen closed the project proposal and spoke to me with a smile. Miss Zhu, I agree to this collaboration. I calmly smiled with pursed lips. Even though I was ecstatic inside, I remained outwardly steady as an old dog, elegant and composed. Since my wife has given her approval, I have no objections either. Congratulations. You've gained a reliable partner. Seeing Winnie nod, Ian Jiang readily agreed as well. I immediately took another copy of the letter of intent from my bag and handed over a pen. Then, let's have a pleasant collaboration. Yes, I am just that thorough. Before coming to the class reunion, I had prepared everything for this collaborative project. This lady isn't just beautiful and poised. She's also got both brains and beauty. The villainess? No. This lady is her own female lead. After the agreement was signed, we each took our leave. I later heard that Sam Chin managed to scrape together the money at the last moment before being taken to the basement of the Jiang Corporation's old mansion, which allowed him to be released without losing any limbs. But within a few months, his company couldn't even pay its employees' salaries. All the employees were demanding their wages, yet Sam Chin still wore a condescending expression. He'd say things like, "You ordinary folks should learn to be grateful. I've supported you all this time. What's the big deal if your pay is a few months late?" One employee couldn't take it anymore and filed a streaming jabao against him for embezzling public funds. I wasn't surprised by this, since the live comments had already spoiled it. This sent Sam Chun into a panic. Embezzling public funds. That's something that could really land you in jail. He threw all pride aside, desperately borrowing money from anyone he could, but no one was willing to lend to him. As a last resort, he went to find Winnie Wen. Unsurprisingly, he didn't even get to see her. As a second last resort, he came looking for me. Unfortunately, I was busy researching new medicine with Winnie Wen, so he still didn't get to see anyone. Under the pouring rain, he was drenched like a drowned dog. I heard from the live comments that he was planning to flee by car, but if he could actually escape, it wouldn't be a power fantasy anymore. Due to bad weather and his excessive speed, Sam Chen's car collided head-on with an oncoming tanker truck, completely crushing the front end. Everything overlapped with the car accident from his previous life. In this life, he still couldn't escape being half crippled, confined to a wheelchair. Only this time, it happened 15 years earlier. And this time, there was no longer that ever dutiful wife by his side, taking care of his every need day in and day out, cheering him on. What awaited him was others' disdain and blame, along with the endless darkness of a prison sentence. For a long time after that, I never saw the live comments again. It wasn't until 4 years later that these words finally scrolled by again after such a long absence. The scumbag finally couldn't take the torment in prison and went mad, committing suicide. My heart is finally at peace. So laughable. What was he thinking? Saying if he could rebirth once, he could rebirth again? Does he think it's like buying cabbage? Exactly. Only when death is at your door do you remember Sis's goodness. Finally realizing you've wronged her. And now you want to repent and make amends in the next life. Not a chance. Go to hell alone. To the comment above, he isn't repenting. He's just regretting kicking away a devoted caretaker, no matter how many chances he gets. Selfish people will always be selfish. I paused for just a moment, then pretended not to see it, and continued listening to my subordinates report. Over the years, Our pharmaceutical R&D collaboration with Jiang Corporation has made significant progress. Besides this, we've also partnered on several other projects. Under my leadership, Zhu Corporation grows more formidable by the day. While Jiang Corporation dominates City B, Zhu Corporation holds sway in City A. My parents can't stop grinning every day, relieved they passed the group to me instead of my intellectually challenged brother, who couldn't even score 400 on the college entrance exam. And I, gradually, have become one of the most powerful wealthy women, already living a life even more exhilarating than a power fantasy. For instance, right now, 18 male models with impeccable physiques stand before me, while a fair, skin brother who looks tender enough to pinch sits beside me. He peels a grape and brings it to my lips. Sister, open your mouth. I smile and eat it from his hand, then extend my dazzling manicured finger, placing my index finger over his lips. Shoo, don't call me sister. The brother shyly lowers his eyes. Then what would you like me to call you? I smile faintly, cross my legs, and wave my hand grandly. Call me Your Majesty the Queen.